What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Haynes here, and we are coming back for you guys here on a Friday afternoon for your latest Sydney Roosters news over the last couple of days or so. I am actually going to be in Sydney over the weekend, so I'm not going to be doing much content on the Diehards over the weekend and not really too much to talk about. So I thought just to come on here, go through the latest Roosters news and theories and opinions over the last couple of days since we were last on air on Tuesday, and get you through for the weekend. We'll be back hopefully with some more Roosters news and updates on for you guys over the weekend for you guys on Monday. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on TikTok, or follow the page on Instagram. And if you'd like to subscribe to my socials, Haynes_T on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, there was a bit of an article going around by the Talking Para boys. Shout out to them. Suaalii potentially being linked to the Parramatta Eels after the 2027 World Cup. So obviously we spoke about on Tuesday around that Suaalii is Manu potentially heading back to the Roosters. The Roosters are leaving salary cap space for the for the Roosters in for Suaalii and Joey Manu for around after the World Cup. Now the other day, saw the post from Talking Para. Shout out to them if you guys are Para fans. But yeah, really great content. But saw this article there saying that the Eels might be targeting Joseph Suaalii for the 2028 season. Reports are getting around that the Roosters are preparing to bring him back for rugby league when he contract expires rugby at the end of 2027. But it's likely the Eels, who were close to signing him before he went to rugby, will be where Joseph ends up. Last year's starting centre Sean Russell will depart for the Perth Bears in 2026. Brian Kelly is the likely replacement. Obviously, we'll talk about the Lomax as well. Meaning a spot will be opening for 2028. Suaalii is managed by Isaac Moses, whose biggest client is Mitchell Moses, obviously because they're related. Mitch will be in the second last year of his contract in 2028, with this chasing a premiership with some young talent, blah, blah, blah. Add to this, Will Penniston, his close relationship with Suaalii. Who do you think makes the decision to regularly return to the Eels, or we have a big chance to land him? Now, obviously making some really good points there, Talking Barra boys. Look, one of them, I forgot to add this on Tuesday. One of the main reasons where I don't think we'll get Suaalii is the barrier, you could say, of his player manager, Isaac Moses. Now, we've been on here plenty of times in the past talking about, and I'm sure Roosters fans can feel the same way in the club itself, on how they feel with Isaac Moses as a player manager. No one likes him, right? Obviously, Uncle Nick doesn't want to do too much business with him, basically none whatsoever. But we obviously, in hindsight, we did sign him while Isaac Moses was his player manager still. But I think that's one of the main factors why I can't see Suaalii back at the Roosters. Just that Uncle Nick won't do business with him, like especially considering the fact that the way that Suaalii, the whole situation unfolded, well, not really much of a situation, but it was more of a, when we re-signed Suaalii for 1 year, and then immediately after we re-signed him, Rugby Australia announced the signing that they've signed Suaalii for 2025, which made us look like idiots. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nick Politis doesn't want to do business with Isaac Moses. Like I said, we have no hate whatsoever to Suaalii. We still love him. Obviously, it hurts seeing him go, but, obviously he's not at another rival club. He's at another code. But, it was just the way that it was sort of announced. Like, after we announced the re-signing of him, then Rugby Australia got the... So, basically, Isaac Moses was sort of, preparing for himself and, looking after Suaalii and himself by... Who cares what the Roosters think? They signed the Roosters. Yeah, it's like, okay, we're going to rugby in 2025, but, let's secure another year at the Roosters and then announce it immediately after, literally within the same day, which made us look like fools. So... and then obviously other players in the past with Isaac Moses as a player manager just hasn't, we've got our strong feelings and opinions about it. So I think that's one of the main hurdles that we've got to come across if we want to get Suaalii back. Obviously making good points there. obviously related to Mitchell Moses, Isaac Moses. At the same time as well, very, very close mates with Penasini. Played school rugby together, I believe. So that could be another factor that he goes to Parramatta. But I still believe that Joey Suaalii is a guy that will honour his word. When he's gone out publicly say he won't play for another club, it's the Roosters. We want to hold on to that. But it does make a very valid points that, player managers, Isaac Moses, who's related to Mitchell Moses, who's the club captain of Parramatta. Will Penasini is his close mate. So is Joey Manu. But so there's factors there, and it makes a strong case. But I still want to believe and hang on to the fact that, even though I still don't think out of the three that have gone to rugby, two has already gone. One's sort of on the way out to rugby. Hasn't been officially announced yet, but we all know he's going back to rugby in Marky Mark. I still think out of the three, Marky Mark and Joey Manu are the two that are coming back, not Suaalii. But in Suaalii, he's a man of intelligence and has a lot of credibility, and obviously has a lot of love and respect for the Roosters. And I'm sure he wouldn't go back on his word and saying that if he does come back to the rugby league, he's coming back to the Roosters, and we want to hold on to that. So obviously makes valid points that Parramatta are going to be potentially having a look at Suaalii, even though he was close to signing. Apparently they were close to signing him as well, but it's very, very strange. So I'm not, like I said, I don't know what's going on here. Does he come to Parramatta? Does he stay in rugby, or does he go back to the Roosters? I think that's the three options there. It's still early reports, rumors, so not a lot to get into, but just one of the obviously the slow Roosters media week as usual, as we're in the deep of the off season. So I just wanted to come across that and give me my thoughts and opinions on that one. But it'd be very, very interesting where the Roosters decide if they do pursue Suaalii, and does Suaalii come back and honour his word? Time will tell. Saw an article. A quote, I think it's a quote or an article. Tyson Jackson from Code Sports. Not only the Kiwis established himself as elite front rower, he's a great season away from being crowned the best prop in the game in relation to Naufahu White. I think this has merit. I really do. I think especially during the Pacific Championships and throughout 2025, I sung the praises of Naufahu White till I lost my voice. He was an absolute breakout star for the Roosters this year. Probably alongside Tedesco as our best player. Obviously, Teddy got the Jack Gibson medal, but I thought Naufahu White wasn't too far behind. But he's gone from strength to strength. He obviously had a great breakout season in 2025. And I said it during the Pacific Championships when he was playing for New Zealand. I said he's one of the informed prop front rowers in the game. And I think he's going to continue that his stocks and rise in 2026. And I think it's also, as Roosters fans, that's got us really, really excited for Naufahu White, is that he's got Jared Rea-Hargreaves back at the helm in an ambassador/coaching role where he can mentor himself and other front rowers coming through the ranks. So, he's just going to improve from year to year. Now, I think the challenge for Naufahu White is that, and we've seen it with a lot of players, breakout stars and all that they've had that year where they've peaked their powers. It's now to maintain that level of consistency, and I'm sure he will do that. But that's also, but it's one of the challenges. And I think it's fair to say with Lindsay Collins, he's been good, but it hasn't really been at the peak of his powers in 2023. So obviously he has a little bit of a dip, but I don't think Naufahu White will do so. He's still at a very, very young age as a front rower. So got a lot of time left in the NRL ahead of him. And I think he's going to continue to go strength to strength. And obviously we all know, and it's fair to say, that Payne Haas is the out-and-out best front rower in the game, one of the best front rowers of all time, going to be one of the best front rowers of all time. But I generally can see merit to this, that I can see Naufahu White being one of the best front rowers in the game come the start of 2026, and he will continue to be, the leader of our forward pack, and he will be a key member for the Kiwis winning the 2026 World Cup, and he's going to be a very, very key member of delivering Premiership number 16 for the Sydney Roosters in 2026. So I do believe that has some merit. Obviously, time will tell, but I strongly support this. And the last thing I wanted to cover on, there's a few topics, but won't take too much of your time today. I think Lummy posted this the other day, but I just wanted to read it out. He tagged me in it as well. So I think there's a quote from the Code Sports as well. Sydney Roosters are shaping as the genuine premiership contenders leading into 2026. The recruitment of veteran halfback DCE adds elite experience and leadership, pairing perfectly with one of the game's most exciting young playmakers in Sam Walker. The Chooks have also strengthened their spine with New South Wales origin hooker Reece Robson, instantly elevating the side's premiership credentials. While some believe it's 2026 will bust, due to the age of the key stars like DCE, Teddy, Daniel Tupou, the Roosters have taken quality over quantity approach. Rather than major overhaul, they've added proven representative talent to strong core. Cody Ramsey provides value depth, the long-term options in the outside backs, while Tommy Talau's arrival boosts backline stocks. The Roosters have come out of free agencies as clear winners and firmly back in the premiership conversation. I don't know where I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask him later, but I'm not 100% sure if that's a quote from an article or is that his own writing, Lummy. But it looks like it's his own. But I agree 100%. Look, I think we're still, obviously in the next year or two, we're going to be in a transition period, but I feel like that this is our best chance in the next couple of seasons to win a premiership. But I do like the fact that, even though we were in a little bit of, I wouldn't say a rebuild last year, it was more of a transition period in 2025 where we're able to, with the departures of so many players in 2024, the new guys that have come in that have been in our system for a while now in the lower grades have gotten their opportunity and grabbed the balls by the horns and really stood out in the competition in 2025. So obviously, like we said, like Toya, Rob Toya, Savala, Blake Steeps, Taylor Suaalii, Felesi Feketi, the list goes on, right? On how good they were. And I think we've got a really, really good core group of old and new. We've got a lot of experience out there, like Teddy, Toops, Angus Crichton, Victor Radleys, Lindsay Collins, Nat Butcher, obviously the arrival of DCE, Reece Robson, proven DCE is a premiership winner. Reece Robson, one of the best hookers in the game, origin hooker. Like, I think we were really good. That's what I do feel about this year. Feels a little bit different than before. In particular, we've had great squads in the past, like in between 2020 to 2024, we've had great squads on paper. Yes, granted, 2020 and 2021, we give us the benefit of the doubt 100%. And I don't want to hear otherwise. Like, we had so many obstacles and hurdles overcrossed in those 2 seasons where we've had players go down with season-ending injuries. We've had players retire mid-season. We had 3 retired mid-season in Brett Morris, Jake Friend, and Boyd Cordner. Our 2 co-captains retired in 2021 in the first 6 weeks of the season. Like, it was, and we still managed to punch above weight, make finals. 2022 and 2023, yes, they were very disappointing seasons with the quality roster we had on paper. 2024 was a decent year, even though it cut short due to Sam Walker's season-ending injury week out from finals. But felt like we still, throughout the season, when we had Sam Walker and Brendan Smith, we didn't really fire a shot at Penrith and Melbourne. So, but I just feel though this year in particular, it feels different. Like, we've got a good core of variety in the squad with with generation, with new young stars coming through. We've got older guys. We've recruited well. We've experienced proven winners in our side. It's now time to mash it up all together into one big puzzle and deliver when it matters come September/October this year. So obviously we're not going to see the end product in round 1 against the Warriors. We're going to see it later down the track when the whips are cracking come in the finals in September. So obviously a lot of optimism about it this year, but obviously in the past we've had great squads on paper, tipped to win the comp, one of the best rosters on paper, but we just haven't been able to get it done. This year feels different. It does feel different. Obviously, the DCE signing reminds us of Cooper Cronk, right? It's got those similarities. Obviously in the 2018 season, yes, we recruited well. We signed Tedesco. We signed with Cooper Cronk. We got the, more years of experience with the likes of Latrell, Joey Manu. We're going to see the same with Rob Toyer and Billy Smith. And obviously Jared Hargreaves was our leader of our forward pack. Naufahu White's coming into that role. Young talent like Victor Radley's. So you can see the similarities from 2018-19 in the 2026. So that's why I've got a lot of optimism and a lot of hope and promise, a lot of hope that we can get it done this year. So it's very, very interesting to see how we're going to go this year, but I'm really, really excited for what the season holds. But obviously, it feels like the last roll of the dice with this main group. Obviously, Tedesco getting a little bit older. He's in the late stages. Tupou's in the late stages. Marky Mark's going to rugby. Angus Crichton looks like he's going to rugby as well. So it looks like we're going to lose some core players in the next couple of seasons. But, obviously we'll be fine going long-term with a lot of replacements and a lot of depth signings like Lummy added with Cody Ramsey and Tommy Taylor, what we sort of mentioned on Tuesday as well. So I think it's going to be really, really exciting on how we're going to go in 2026 and obviously and beyond. But, yeah, I do believe that this is a really, really a decent – we've got sort of the last roll of the dice with this core group, but I reckon our odds are in our favour to go get it done this year. So really, really exciting. I think that might cover us today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next week sometime. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to be in Sydney over the weekend, so not a lot of content going to be posted on here. And we will be resuming the Chook Chat podcast next week sometime, and obviously the other Roosters news and opinions on the Sydney Roosters Diehards news roundup next week sometime. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Give us a follow on the Instagram, nearly at 9K on Instagram, nearly at 450 subscribers on YouTube. We're continuing to grow. A lot of people asking me about Spotify and that, and we are in the process of getting that reality. Before the season starts, we'll have our podcast ready to listen on Spotify and Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts on the listening app. So hopefully we'll get that done for you guys soon before the season starts. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Up the Chooks, and see you guys later.